Grant, welcome back, buddy. Even though I was the one traveling this time. You want to guess where I was at?
Do I get to get? I already know.
You're supposed to say Chattanooga. It's a joke.
I was there actually. I'll actually be there again
Of
tomorrow.
course you were. Of course you were in Chattanooga. Where else would you be?
Oh,
Oh,
duty calls, customers call. Got to do what you
well,
got to do.
welcome in. That's a double entendre there with the business you're in. Anyways, welcome into the Trioval office. I'm Caden. I'm very, very jet lagged and tired. That's Grant. He's tired and jet lagged from his trip to Chattanooga.
Yeah, I flew up there for sure.
I've seen how fast your old Toyota Tacoma would go.
Yeah, not hey, we're
About
not in that
40
anymore.
miles an hour.
We took the personal jet this time.
Yeah. You got to do
Of
it to him.
course. Have to.
So this is going to be a little bit different because of my travels. I watched a bit of the Watkins Glen. I watched the recap. I saw SVG's charge through the field.
That's all you needed to see.
He is the best road racer in the history of the NASCAR Cup Series. That's all that needs to be said. Connor Zilisch, late race mistake, and
Bless you.
loses out on a very good finish because of it. So, I mean, that's basically the tale of Connor's season so far. Those are your main players. Ty Gibbs kind of lost it towards the end, same way. Michael McDowell made a pretty good charge through the field himself on that final run, playing this different strategy call. But SVG is inevitable. Anything else you want to add?
No, it was clear that it was, even if you had to pit on a green, having fresh tires and being able to go all out rather than trying to save was the clear strategy. So I get it. Everyone else was trying to do the opposite of Shane. So got to take a risk.
You're not going to beat him straight up. So you got to figure out a way to get an advantage.
Yeah,
so
just zig when he zags and just hope you get lucky.
So get a timely caution.
Yeah.
So we move on.
And it almost happened.
It did almost happen.
It almost happened.
Oh, NASCAR. Okay. We're about to talk about IndyCar and NASCAR for a second with the Katherine Legge double story. Both of them this week made some boneheaded officiating calls.
I missed the whatever IndyCar one. I didn't see it.
Was it? I think it was Alexander Rossi was stuck on the front stretch at the Indy Road Course, and Alexander Rossi, and they let it go for 2 minutes. He is sitting against the inside wall, which they're going the opposite way than what you think of for the normal oval configuration for the road course. Yeah. And cars are flying by him at 200 miles an hour, 180 miles an hour. And he's just waving his hands. And finally they call the caution, which it made them have to, they rescinded a rule about trying to let the leaders pit before throwing the caution, which is the dumbest rule. I thought I had seen it all with NASCAR or motorsports with dumb rules with NASCAR, but good grief. And then
missed that one. Glad I missed it.
But NASCAR with the Cody Ware thing, they just don't care about Cody Ware. It's kind of funny at this point. But Cody Ware, every time we go to a road course, attempts to knock over the wall.
And no one cares.
And nobody cares at all.
Like, 51's at it again. He may have died this time.
I was going to say,
leave it green.
Leave it green, and then you see the pictures after, and he bent the fence.
Yeah, you're like, how did that stay green?
Between that and the Chicago incident last year.
He's about to enter Alex Bowman territory.
I mean, can you blame CTE? Anyways, it's late. We're both very tired. But like we mentioned, Katherine Legge is going to attempt the double. Very late announcement for a double attempt. It feels like every other one, at least that I can remember. I only really remember Kurt Busch's and then Kyle Larson's the last 2 years. Mm-hmm. But it felt like these were kind of built up to for at least a year. And Katherine Legge just, a week and a half before Memorial Day, Sunday, gets to just say, oh, I'm running both. So, your thoughts? I don't think she's going to be competitive in either race. And it's not Katherine's fault. It's the car she's driving. She's going to be in a back marker for sure in the Cup race. She'll be in the Live Fast mobile, and then an Indy. It's an Indy NXT team who is getting some help from AJ Foyt Racing to go main racing up at Indianapolis for the Indy 500. Just don't wreck out, and I think that's an improvement over where we've been the last few years. Trying to
Yeah, I think it'd be hilarious if she just like completes it and then just
somehow
flips
finishes on the
flips
lead lap on
flips
both.
flips the bird to the 5 team on the way out of there, or just gives him a thumbs up or whatever he did to, was it McLaughlin?
Yeah. Could
Yeah,
you
just
imagine?
whatever he did to him, just after, if she completes both, just back to the 5. That would be cinema.
Could
Other
you
than that, I
imagine if she
could
wrecks
not
the
care
five?
less.
Could you imagine if she wrecks the 5 in Charlotte?
That'd be pretty hilarious.
That would be so amazing. But like I said, good for her. I'm rooting for her. I want her to do well because anytime anyone attempts the double, I genuinely want to see them succeed because it's such a superhuman feat to do it, and only one man has ever, or well, now I guess we have to say one person has ever completed all 1,100 miles. Tony Stewart, and beyond just completing it, I think he finished fifth in Indianapolis and third in Charlotte.
Yeah,
So,
beat that, Catherine.
um, please, just for a story, that would be amazing.
That would be insane.
Go win
But
both.
I'm significantly unmoved by that story, to be completely honest, other than just like, oh, that's cool.
I think I am a big proponent of. I genuinely believe the Indy champion and the NASCAR champion should both be running the double,
If
and
yeah, if
both
they could
series
make it
should make it
possible,
happen.
yeah,
So,
that'd be kind of cool.
it's not like Penske um, doesn't have a NASCAR operation to help make that facilitate that.
Yeah,
Anyways, that's a cool story. Katherine Legge, definitely a capable driver, even though her most of her experience is on the road courses. She has several starts in the Indy 500. Actually, had a decent run at Las Vegas last year towards the end of the season in a Cup car, but we'll see how she does. Now, on to some big rumors. Both Jordan Bianchi and Bob Pockrass released a article this morning about silly season and the rumors they're hearing. And some they tend to cooperate or they tend to confirm a lot of the rumors that the other one names. And then there's a few discrepancies, but they're in places you would probably expect. So, but the big news that everyone is talking about is the 48. And we kind of highlighted this before the season even started that Bowman's on a hot seat. We know he's on the last year of his deal, and silly season should be crazy. So, Hendrick apparently has narrowed down the driver of the 48 for next year to 3 different candidates. Alex Bowman, who would probably be their top choice as long as he does not have to medically retire, but Bowman is apparently considering hanging him up. Um, or they would like to bring Corey Day up, who I don't think anyone thinks is ready for the Cup Series yet. Or, interestingly enough, they would be very interested in buying out Connor Zilisch from his Trackhouse contract at the beginning of next year. So, one more year left on the deal for Zilisch with Trackhouse. And then there's also the possibility that they give Bowman another 1 year bridge deal and buy Zilisch out after next season. But your thoughts after being told the Zilisch to the 48 rumor this morning when I texted it to you?
I don't particularly care as long as it's not Corey Day.
Would
That's
you
how
rather?
I feel about it. I'm just like, if it's Bowman, awesome. I hope he doesn't have to medically retire. That would suck. If it's Zilisch, that's awesome. I'd love to see him in a good car. If it's Corey Day, what are we doing?
Well, this is a very
I just don't. He's just like, I just don't think he's maybe he's good, that good,
well. I just think he
but
could
like,
use the extra seasoning. I mean, it's not like he's having the year in O'Reilly that Zilisch had last year.
Well, no one's going to do that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's not like he's in his rookie season. He's just blowing us away.
That's what I'm saying.
I
I just
mean,
am like this guy needs more seat time somewhere else. I mean, I know the cars are different, but like that's going to be he's going to be a literal. I mean, you thought he was going to be a wrecking ball. You thought he was a wrecking ball at the beginning of this season. I mean, he's got one win, and it's Dega. Like respectfully,
which
you got to
to
log
be
in some
fair,
hours, buddy.
he has 13 races this season, 9 top 10s, 4 top 5s. But of course, like I said, we of that, if he's not finishing in the top 10, he's most likely DNFing.
He has
And
as many wins as he does wrecks on the first lap.
yeah,
Not
so
a good stat if you're trying to make a jump to the Cup Series.
I mean,
He's
just
just not. He's just not ready. Other than that, I mean, he's a good dirt racer. I guess I've never seen him do it, but that's what I'm told.
very good dirt racer. Kyle Larson vouches for him.
That's cool.
The thing that kind of bothers me a little, or not bothers, I think that's the wrong word. Something that doesn't make sense to me in this case is we talked about we haven't talked about sponsorship. We talked about sponsorship in the green room before we started recording. Alex Bowman, Ally loves Alex Bowman. For better or for worse, he is really good with a particular blue chip sponsor. Connor Zilisch, he is really good with sponsors. To be as young as he is,
He's got Red Bull like
a
that.
Red
Yeah,
Bull that brings with him. And if Ally is just signed on to Hendrick, would they be willing to sponsor the 5? Or would that give you just another team to, or like another blue chip sponsor? You're bringing in Red Bull, and you then can move the Ally money somewhere else.
this ally got a track house.
I mean, I think you could, if has that partnership with Hendrick, and they feel confident with that, even with Bowman leaving, would they be willing to sponsor Kyle Larson? Which I understand there's a lot of baggage there, but I understand the Zilisch move because he's still considered a generational talent. One bad season when, honestly, does anyone think this is entirely his fault? Trackhouse has been terrible. SVG won a road course race. Congratulations, water's wet, but Ross Chastain is outside of the chase at the moment, and Zilisch is just struggling. He is not adapted to this car yet, and Trackhouse does not have the speed. So, would I understand Hendrick being going all in? Maybe when Zilisch is a little bit cheaper, and he's not necessarily at the forefront of people's minds. Because if he does turn around next year and win 2 races at a road course, start running a little bit better, because Trackhouse just got better over the off season, and he has a whole year in the car, then he's going to be way more expensive to try to buy out of a deal from Trackhouse. And you're not going to be the only team in the garage that is that's trying to go after him, especially because, I mean, JGR has no spots to fill right now. Next year, they have to fill the 11 car or whatever they're going to take it. If it's the 18 or the 11 or whatever the number they decide. And respectfully to Brent Cruz, if you had a chance to go out and buy Connor Zilisch, you are taking that 1,000,000 times over Brent Cruz. So if they identify Connor Zilisch as better than Corey Day, which I think by every metric in the garage,
If you have
most teams would think,
eyeballs and a brain,
yeah, I
I
mean,
think you
he
know
just
that.
has more experience and he's younger or right around the same age as Corey Day. He has way more experience on asphalt and turning
He knows
left,
how to
turning right.
win.
Yeah, and he knows more how to win. Corey Day, fantastic dirt driver, but we'll talk about this in a little bit. We don't race on dirt very often or ever in the
I was
NASCAR
about to
Cup
say
Series.
ever right now.
So, does that dirt experience really pay off? Would it be, because if I told you next year in Hendrick equipment, Connor Zilisch will be running the 48, the 88, whatever we call it, how many wins do you think he would have? Assuming we run 4 to 5 road courses.
2.
too, because he is considered an equal talent, maybe a little bit worse than SVG, but with a way higher ceiling because SVG is at the end of his craft. Cotter has, 10, 15 years to grow. And Hendrick equipment will always be better than Trackhouse equipment. So that
Mm-hmm.
evens the gap immediately. So, but if I told you Brent Cruz, or not Brent Cruz, sorry, Corey Day was in the 48 next year. I'm not counting on him to win until 2030, at least,
I would be, yeah. You'd have to give him 2-3 years.
to learn the car. And in all honesty, by the time he learns the car, we're probably going to be introducing the Gen 8. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
these typically we only stick on a car generation for about 8 or 9 years. So by the time he's learned the next gen, he's probably it's going to be replaced with something else. This is radically different. So I don't get, and everyone's saying William Byron got called up when he was really young. Kyle Busch got called up when he was really young. But they had a significantly more experience racing on asphalt than Corey Day does. And Hendrick wasn't replacing. Hendrick kind of was forced to put William Byron in the seat when they put him in because the driver lineup they had for 15 years kind of all started to get old and retire around the same time. So I don't know. I just do not see a world where putting Brent Cruz in the 48 is a good idea, especially when your other
Corey Day.
Corey Day in the 48 is a good idea, especially.
I love some Brent Cruz though. I would love to see him in that car.
Well, then that becomes the question of, and I'll give you this hypothetical because this is what this whole episode is basically. So if you're tuned in and you're like, when are they going to talk about the All Star race? Spoiler, probably not very long.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about it because the format is way overcomplicated and no one's going to watch the All Star race.
I don't know. I mean, I couldn't even talk about the format if I wanted to because I just don't know it because I read it once and was like, I don't think I'm going to read that again. Yeah, I'm not going to read that again.
So we'll talk about the All Star race, just not in the preview format that we normally do. But Connor Zilisch signs, and he's in the 48 next year, or the possibility even. There was, I forget if it was Bianchi or Pacris that said that to cut down on expenses and the competition costs, they may buy Zilisch out this year and loan him out to like Aspire for a year to encourage his development, and then sign Bowman to a bridge deal for a year. In that case, who in the world does Trackhouse put in that car? Or do they even have a third car? Because Trackhouse, I mean, they're in rebuilding mode.
Here comes Suarez back to the fold.
I mean, I would not consider Kyle Busch. I get that he's marketable, but he's not really very fast at the moment. So what would you do with that third charter, that third car, if you're Trackhouse and you just lost your generational prospect?
Sell it to RFK for $10.
I mean, $10, but actually, they said that everything that we've thought about the price of charters is very low. They think that they're going for at least 100 mil.
That's what I thought when they were talking about the lawsuit. It was about 100 million. So better break out that Kroger money, Brad.
That's another thing that came out of this. So I genuinely think Trackhouse, if they lose Zilisch, should sell that charter, get the cash infusion, and then just kind of wait and get one of those charters back when Dodge enters the sport, or when
just make
another
a bunch of money
comes back in.
Yeah,
and focus on making the two cars you have right now fast.
Yeah,
and then you can still run Project 91 every now and then, and I get that from the administrative cost, it's basically the same thing to have 2 cars versus 3 cars. 3 cars is considered the optimal number. But if you have a chance of getting $100 million,
ooh, that's a lot of speed. It's a lot of speed you could find with $100 million.
And realistically, how many years? If you lose Zilisch, how many years do you have left with your other 2 drivers?
Think about how many files you could buy off of Chris Gabehart with $100 million.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
But that's kind of where my brain first went of does if Zilisch signs with the 48.
They're never going to sell that charter. I don't think. They'd bring Suarez back, or they'd.
Well, I don't think that relationship is good. And I think
Well,
Spire right now is more than willing to let Suarez have another year. If
then I would
anything,
look at.
I mean, if
Think Jesse? Do you
McDowell
think
gets
Jesse? Do
cut
you think
from
Jesse
Spire,
Love?
I would give Love. Yeah, I'd give Love a very good look. I think he would be the number 3. If we don't consider Zilic a prospect, he's the number 2 overall prospect in my mind.
Zilic he's in the Cup Series now. He's not a prospect.
Okay, so Heim is the number 1 prospect, but that's kind of almost not fair because he runs enough in the Cup Series. We get to see him pretty often against the best of the best, and he's
And
already
he's
spoken for us.
nasty.
So our real true like number 1, number 2 prospect, depending on how you count it, is Jesse Love. Jesse Love is the next man up. And especially with the rumors from both Bianchi and Pockrass that Kyle Busch is probably going to sign an extension with RCR, Love has made it clear he wants to be in the Cup Series next year. So I don't think Kaulig has the money to go get him, especially with them not having any manufacturer support. Dodge is not expected to be in the Cup Series at least full time next year. They want to make a run at the 500, but I don't think that's really all that realistic. So, yeah, Trackhouse could go get him. Apparently, there's a possibility that the 2 is open or the 21, but I think Chevy would like to keep Love in house.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about RFK because you mentioned they have the Kroger money to go get a third
Hypothetically,
starter.
I don't know if they. We'll see.
Well, Kroger, they also the deal with RFK expires this season. So RFK is in a weird spot where they only have 2 charters for next year.
No more Jack Link's car.
They have 3 drivers that they are currently negotiating with all 3 of them for a contract next year. And their biggest sponsor, Kroger, with all the money, is also in negotiations to return, which everyone in the garage believes that Kroger will return because they have a really good relationship with Brad Keselowski and Jack Roush and everyone in the building at RFK. But if RFK loses its 3rd charter, is not able to get one, and has to run Ryan Preece as an unchartered entry, which Keselowski said that they are more than willing to do next year if they're unable to get a charter. Kroger is a team that Kroger is a sponsor that carries a lot of weight. It's considered like blue chip. It's an elite level sponsor in the garage, and they have enough power to flirt with other teams if they don't see the results from RFK, if the rumors start going the wrong way for RFK. So we're kind of in like this weird crossroads for RFK where they could, I mean, they're doing fantastic on the track right now. Probably the best that they've looked since those Roush super teams in the late 2010s, early 2010s, late 2000s. But you might not have a charter for one of your guys. You may not have all 3 of your drivers because as much as it seems like they all want to return, if they go out and get a better offer, especially Ryan Preece or Chris Buescher, if they don't have a charter for next year, or there's not a 3rd charter next year, what's to say that Chris Buescher wouldn't go and take the 2 or the 21 if it was offered to him? Granted, I don't think he should take the 21 because that
I was about to say
the brother's car is
21.
beneath him. But if it's a chartered entry, it's more money. And Buescher himself brings sponsorship to it, so you would think it'd be faster. But no one right now apparently has a charter for sale. And it's unclear if RFK even has the money to buy a charter. So, according to both Bianchi and Pockrass. And especially if they lose Kroger, then yeah, be a nightmare scenario for a team that is currently really on the rise.
Yeah. I don't really know what else to say about that. It's just, I guess you got to just wait to see how it shakes out. I think they'll just, if they have to, they'll run Priest as an open car. And we already talked about this before. No charters are available because you'd be stupid, is the nice word for that, to go ahead and advertise that your charter was for sale.
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
Yeah. So
So, but there's some
there will
questions.
be, I would be shocked if there's not some guys that have some one or two car teams that are like, wait, how much is my charter worth?
I mean, even if you're not selling it, even if you just kick the can down the road and lease it.
Yeah.
So, I that brings us to front row, who I theorize could I think they have a solid two drivers. Todd Gilliland, Zane Smith signed on long term. And sponsors seem to like Todd Gilliland. Gilliland has a long history with front row through his father as well. Noah Gregson is the odd man out there. He's not run well, and he himself has a bit of controversial past. Not going to bring it up because it's controversial. Everyone disagrees. But he is not as cool as he is and like the big personality. He's easy to market. He does not bring a ton of results despite his sponsors. And front row believes they can probably improve with Lane Riggs or, I mean, Chandler Smith. Granted, I think one of those is way better than the other. Lane Riggs would be my pick to be a dark horse for Rookie of the Year if he were to come in. Oh, could you imagine that? Lane Riggs, Corey Heim, Jesse Love, Rookie of the Year battle?
That would be pretty fun.
I don't think it would be all that close in
I
hindsight. I
think
think
Corey
Corey
Haim
Heim
would
was just
smoke
so.
him.
It's just because Corey Heim would be racing for 2311, but still. Um, but that's a possibility there. I would not be shocked if front row, who we know does not have a ton of, has not turned a profit in several years, looks at $100 million and just decides to bite the bullet.
Yeah. Be like, hey,
And
go ahead and cash out now.
cash out now. We got our two guys we think we like, Todd Gilliland, and then if Todd Gilliland doesn't start delivering better results or Zane Smith is poached from us, then we can bring Lane Riggs up.
Yeah.
But Spire, happy with all three of their drivers. No big deal there.
Yep.
It does seem, though, if any of the three were to leave, it might be Michael McDowell. That's the rumor in the garage at the moment.
Which is a little surprising, but
I mean, just kind of goes to show you how good of a season Daniel Suarez is having.
yeah. It's a little surprising. It's not a lot surprising.
But also, I never really realized how much Cody Ware looks like Daniel Suarez until I saw the picture in the Pocris article.
I have no idea how close they look. Pretty identical.
I'll tell you. They look, at least in this picture, he looks very similar to Addison in chat. But anything else interesting about silly season? The 2 possibly is up for grabs.
Oh my gosh, he does.
He looks exactly like him. But the 2 is possibly up for grabs, but they both kind of theorize that there's not many better people on the market than Austin Cindric. If Kyle Busch goes anywhere besides RCR, it'll be Spire, which Michael McDowell wants to keep racing. He's not interested in retiring. We already talked about Bowman. I feel like the ball's in Bowman's court that Hendrick would rather bring him back for a 1-year extension and then battle it out in the Zilisch sweepstakes or whatever, whoever else is on the market in a year if Bowman continues to underperform or gets injured. But it does kind of feel like Bowman is contemplating hanging them up.
Yeah.
So it's forcing Hendrick to make a move before they were prepared to make a move.
Yeah.
So
we like to see them uncomfortable, see what they do.
That's basically this. Riley Herbst seems to be all but confirmed to be the third legacy driver for next
Yeah,
year. If there is another contender in the clubhouse, it's Jesse Love, but seems like that's Riley Herbst's job, barring a shocking surprise.
he'll bring him some money they need.
Bring him some money, and I mean, the results of he's been much better this year for 2311. Not great, but he's been better. He's improved.
Yeah,
So
that'll go immediately downhill.
yeah, good for Riley. Go climb in a legacy car, and we'll see how good you really
Yeah,
are.
exactly.
Um, that's a real question. If Zilisch signs with Hendrick, do you think Hendrick would retire the 48 and put him in the 88?
I hope so. That 48 should have been retired a long time ago.
Like put him in the 88, and then do you think Jimmy would want the 48 for legacy?
Do you think they
Run his
give it to
last
him?
race in the 48?
Let him run his last race in it and then retire it?
I don't think they'd retire it, but it probably would show back up for legacy in a few years.
That'd be cool to let Legacy have it.
Yeah,
Be a nice gesture.
and
I would
then you
appreciate as a former young Jimmy fan. I would appreciate that.
obviously if this gets ugly and Trackhouse does not want Zilisch leaving, they're not going to give Hendrick the 88 back, but
Yeah,
be
but
kind of interesting.
yeah,
But I'd like to see the Hendrick 88 return. That would be kind of cool.
that would be cool.
Um, so let's talk. Do you want to talk about the schedule rumors, or do you want to talk about the All Star race and how it's broken and we need to desperately fix it?
I would like to not talk about the All Star race for as long as possible.
Okay. Schedule rumors. The Chicago Street Course most likely back in 2027 will not be July 4th weekend. Shocker. No one wants the July 4th date because you already typically have other things going on in your city. It's just more noise, hard to compete with. I understand it. However, I would actually really love if Atlanta Motor Speedway got the night race for July
Oh,
4th weekend. I
oh,
think that
baby.
works. If Atlanta is not an option, let's just go back to Road America. They filled that place up, and we took a race from them because NASCAR is ran by idiots. So,
Formerly, allegedly,
formerly, possibly.
we'll see. Come on,
But
Steve.
Chicagoland hasn't even raced yet this year, and they're basically the writing on the wall is that this will be the first and last race for a while at Chicagoland Speedway.
That could definitely change.
I mean, it
If we get
depends.
a Kansas style race out of this, they're gonna be like, wait. We didn't mean it.
Well, we saw what happened with Auto Club the last time we raced there. It didn't help them.
Yeah, but that was when we still had the idiot gangbusters all in charge still, without the nobody to. They hadn't gotten Michael Jordan yet.
Okay, so I would like to make a suggestion. It's something I've talked about in the past. The NASCAR Cup Series, at least, and maybe with the O'Reilly Series and the Truck Series, you can kind of do a bit of both of this. There should be a rotating schedule similar to what Formula One has introduced in the past few seasons for some of these tracks that are in areas that are close to each other but can't support two races a season. So every other year, you go to the Chicago Street Course. It keeps, since it's not an every year thing, it keeps it to be a big event. It's in the middle of Chicago. There's a lot of buzz around it. I mean, the year it didn't rain, it was a really good attended race, and apparently Chicago locals really enjoyed that, even with it being July 4th weekend.
Yeah,
So, with it not being July 4th weekend, that might be a really good idea. And then every other year, besides that, you go to Chicagoland. It's just another oval, but it might race well, and I understand why fans enjoy Chicagoland. And with
yeah,
the way the next gen car races, more traditional ovals are better than road courses.
yes.
Though if we had to only have like 3 road courses, Chicago would be on my list. So Chicago is a fantastic road course
As
considering.
long as it's not Mexico City, I'm all about it.
So with Chicago returning, not confirmed but heavily rumored, then I think that probably says no return date for San Diego,
Yeah.
which I think everyone kind of understood
It
that
feels
was
like
going to be
just
like a one and
a
done.
America 250 one off type deal.
So it's kind of like the Freedom 250 or whatever it is that IndyCar is doing in DC,
Hmm.
um, where it's just like a one time opportunity. Cool. Um, I like it. I like racing on a military base. I think that's a very American, that's a very NASCAR image thing to do.
Everyone should have to be sponsored by defense contractors. After Byron came out that they were getting sponsored by Anduril, I was like, if Busher
Richard
was in
Childress
the,
Racing is guaranteed to
yeah,
finish 1 and 2.
they just sponsor themselves.
Yeah.
I just want Busher so desperately in like a Northrop Grumman car or
I'm just trying to think of the.
like a Lockheed. That would be awesome.
Could you imagine? Okay, I don't know if this is a joke that should make the airwaves, but we're 36 minutes in. No one's watched this far, most likely. And if you have, please leave a like and subscribe
Before
because
you
you
hear this joke,
clearly enjoy this content more than the average person. So just leave a like and subscribe. I appreciate you. However, could you imagine the 23 Bubba Wallace in a BlackRock car?
oh my gosh, that would be a, that would be something.
I mean, Carson Hocevar actually works better.
Yeah,
Anyway,
we could just deck one of them out as like the two atomic bombs. Like, what's a two car team that could do that?
um,
Like,
do
just
we have
give.
any traditional two-car teams?
That's what I'm thinking. Like, wait a minute.
Because everyone kind of went to three. Um,
Are we stupid?
Probably.
No, Legacy.
Legacy. Yay!
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
give
Legacy's
Legacy
23. Yeah.
the two atomic bombs from World War II.
Fat Boy and Little Man?
Yeah,
Fat Man and Little Boy. Sorry.
I don't know, something like that.
Um, the Oppenheimer special.
Yeah, just
But
everyone just compete to make the most offensive paint scheme.
so
Is that an Israel flag? No, sorry.
oh gosh. Oh no. The channel has been struck.
I said Brazil.
Yeah. Yes, you did. You're right. So, with Chicago Street Course coming back, I think that that's probably your San Diego replacement. And since we know it's not going to be on July 4th, going in on that Father's Day weekend kind of area of June, probably a pretty good time. Nice time of year in Chicago. Shouldn't be too warm or too cold. Cool.
Yep.
I do not think personally that that area or that Illinois can sponsor or can handle really three NASCAR races a season because everyone kind of forgets Gateway is on the Illinois side of the border
Hmm.
from St. Louis and Chicagoland as well. I don't think that that's possible. That's just too many races for an area of the country that's not in NASCAR's typical demographic. If I'm proven wrong and they sell out Chicagoland, sell out Gateway, and the Chicago Street Race is good, I would be more than happy to give them those three tracks because I think they all race pretty well. But so that leaves us one short if we lose the Chicagoland date, and kind of becomes interesting on how you feel that, especially with the Dover rumors that Dover just may be gone entirely next year.
Atlanta 3.
Atlanta 3. Um, I have a proposal.
Okay.
So if we're losing Sandy, I say since we lost the Charlotte Roval, I think 5 road races is probably your sweet spot. I get that the SVG domination gets old for a lot of people, but I think to be as legitimate as possible, you would probably want to have a few road courses on the year besides just your main three stand-ins at this point, which are
Hmm.
I think Coda's not going anywhere. Watkins Glen is cool, and Sonoma, Watkins Glen both have been on the schedule since forever. IndyCar races in the streets of Toronto. an IndyCar NASCAR double header street race, Toronto street race. Would you be in or out on that idea?
I've never seen a Toronto street race from Indy, so I couldn't. It sounds cool. It sounds. I like the. I ended up liking Chicago more than I thought I would when they first announced it, so I would not be opposed to seeing it. But
NASCAR finally gets to go north of the border, which is something they've teased now for 4 or 5 years.
yeah,
And you
I
get
would
to do
prefer
another
the Nurburgring, but I'll settle for. But I'll settle for Toronto.
go back to Suzuka.
That would be cool.
Um, are there any other like kind of tracks or things either existing that NASCAR's raced at in the past, or places that could feasibly host a NASCAR race, whether that's just a street circuit or an existing facility that you would like to see get a date next year?
I mean, yeah, I still stand by the fact that I think Laguna Seca would be epic, but
Yeah,
I
I
don't think the
mean,
cars can make it a lap.
it would be interesting. I would love to see.
I would love to see him run Daytona Road.
I have a okay. So you read my
That
mind.
would be awesome. Like make it a
They've
whole
done it
speed week.
before, so they done it recently.
Like make it like the weekend after the 500. Make it like a whole speed weeks and like include like that would be epic. Just keep everybody down there for like 2 weeks and just hang out. That'd be awesome.
So if we want to, the thing that kind of comes to mind is if San Diego's gone, there's now no race in Southern California, and NASCAR did that last year. I don't know how sustainable not being in the second largest market in the country. And really, I think SoCal is bigger than New York is. If you
Who
consider like
down
San
there? Do
Diego.
people even give a crap about NASCAR? I mean,
I
it's a
saw
big market.
multiple. Okay, I was in LA this weekend. I saw several different NASCAR hats and shirts and everything like that. And I was in, in non-touristy areas of LA. I was in Culver City and Westwood and stuff like that. And I saw people wearing NASCAR merch. I saw some Kyle Busch stuff, Bubba Wallace, but then I saw like Denny Hamlin. I actually saw several Carson Hosevars, so that's
Nice.
good for the sport. But I think that they do. I just think that you have to make it worth their while because Los Angeles sports fans have a reputation of being fair weather and show up late, leave early. So, and there's just so many things going on in Los Angeles, and SoCal in general, that you have to compete and you have to have a worthy product to stay in that SoCal market. So, I don't think a return to the LA Coliseum would draw
No,
very well.
please,
I
no.
think you have to do. I think if we're going to talk about something, maybe like maybe you can convince Roger Penske to do a doubleheader at Long Beach. I think that could be an interesting thing because right now, until the short track where Auto Club is in Fontana, which it's probably never happening, you're kind of running on these short bridge gap kind of tracks. No, there's not really any like facilities in SoCal to run
Yeah,
races. So you're running on these like kind of the LA Coliseum. You're running on street races. I mean, San Diego is a military base. It's not meant to host this.
yeah,
So I don't know. And even if you can't do Long Beach, I mean, maybe you can come to a deal with the city of Los Angeles. Or, I mean, slightly north, slightly south. I do think it's very important, though, for NASCAR to be in that Southern California market.
yeah. I hear you.
More So we'll talk more about the schedule as more rumors happen. But this was like the first real rumor of the season
Yeah,
about this rate, like of a track potentially losing its date, a track gaining a date, any of that. And we've been
yeah.
hearing rumblings about Dover as well. So just kind of a conversation starter. And finally,
We've
someone's got to
arrived.
do it. Someone's got to talk about the All Star race because no one is. It's so bad. NASCAR.
Cole Custer is winning. Good night. in
NASCAR
podcast.
is running a all-star race at a normal track. So Dover, congratulations. You had 2 point states 8 years ago. You have zero. You get the all-star race at the Monster Mile, which sucks because I kind of love Dover. I think it's always been one of my like most underrated tracks as a kid. Like growing up, granted, I was a Dale Jr. fan, so maybe that was why he was really good at Dover. But I thought that it's put on some decent races in the next gen era and modern NASCAR in general. And I just hate that it's losing more dates because that's an area of the country that we really just don't have very many races or events at.
Yeah.
I mean, New Hampshire up in New England, Watkins Glen is up in northern New York, and then like your closest race to this is Pocono, maybe it
Maybe.
might be actually down to like Richmond or Martinsville. So either way, it's a long drive. Like it's if you're in Delaware and you lose Dover, I think that that's how you lose love for the sport.
Yeah. That,
Take it from me as a diehard Atlanta Thrashers fan.
yeah, that's true. Well,
Blue Land will rise
you
again.
may be a Dover NASCAR fan that resides there, and you may still just go to this race in person and be like, "What the heck is happening?" and then hate yourself and then leave.
Yeah. Um,
Pretty accurate representation of what could possibly happen.
so the format, which we've both criticized for being way overcomplicated. So for qualifying, I'm fine with qualifying being like this. You run a regular green flag lap, and then on the second lap, you have to go down pit crew or pit road, where your pit crew will perform a 4 tire pit stop, no gas,
So
and
Bell's on pole.
so Blaney is going to
Oh, he's
really
screwed.
suffer.
Oh, he's screwed.
So, and then that's your qualifying order. And instead of an All Star Open race, qualifying results will determine the full field for segment one, which is a 75 lap sprint. Um, and after the 75 lap sprint in segment one, segment two will have a 75 lap dash sprint, which will be an inverse of this of segment one's top 26 drivers. So if you finish on in first in segment one, you'll be down to 26. The average of your finishes in segment one and segment two will determine if you make the rest of the 100 or the 200 lap All Star race. It'll consist of 26 drivers and a competition break around lap 75. It'll include 25 and 2026 Cup Series winners, former Cup Series champions, a fan vote winner, and then the remaining drivers based on the lowest combined finishing positions among segments 1 and 2. Why?
Way too much.
So, first off, I'm just going to ask you this question. Are you excited for the All Star race?
No, I don't care, to be honest. I don't really care about it.
When you were a kid watching NASCAR, being a Jimmy Johnson fan watching in Atlanta, and the All Star race at Charlotte Motor Speedway came on, were you excited for the All Star race?
I was excited for every race when I was a kid. I don't think I really grasped the concept until later. I was
I
just
loved
like,
the
yeah.
All
I
Star race as a kid.
was like, NASCAR, let's freaking go.
I thought it was such a cool event. I mean, they're competing for $1 million, and they're also ultra aggressive because nothing matters.
Yeah. It's also cool when it's like you cheer for like the best.
Yeah,
Makes it
but
fun.
but it felt like at the time the reason the All Star race was it was yes, it was this like sprint. You had some weird rules every now and then, but it felt like the elite of the elite
Yeah.
were running the All Star race. And it
Who
just
won? Can you even tell me who won the All-Star race last year?
no clue.
Was it Bell?
It was North Wilkesboro. But this is the point. I remember distinctly being
Was
in
it
Mississippi
Bell?
watching the All Star race with my cousins and Carl Edwards the year he won the All Star race, and then wrecked into the infield.
Yeah, Bell
Um,
won it.
so
Yeah, I do remember that because I asked him when I saw him at Atlanta what he did with the money, and he said, "Oh, it just goes to the team."
yeah,
And I was like, "That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard."
well, and $1 million is not even that big of a pot.
I
Like,
mean, I'd take it.
obviously, I'm just talking about like relative to other
Yeah,
races. It's not
yeah,
the illustrious prize that it used to be.
yeah. Thanks,
So,
inflation.
well, just yeah, I mean, it's just not a big deal. It's just
Let's
not.
get political about it.
I mean, how many? Hold up.
Oh boy.
How many Seychelles rupees do you
Oh
have?
my. How many?
Yeah,
More. So many.
but so first off, the prize is just not good, and then we're holding it at Dover, which is not. No one gets excited for Dover. Dover is the dependable track that everyone's like, "Oh, cool, Dover."
Yeah.
No one's getting excited for Dover, and frankly, Dover races too well to be a track resigned to a non-point state. Like, it's just dumb. At least with the Clash, Bowman Gray, that's cool. Returning to our roots. LA Coliseum, we're racing inside a football stadium. That's fun. I mean, the
Yeah.
Clash or the All Star race the last few years, North Wilkesboro, we're kind of reclaiming it. We're bringing it back. They got the money, and now it has a point state. And Dover just doesn't bring out that excitement in people. And I'm a firm believer that Dover deserves that point state. It's just not an all star facility. It's not something you get excited about.
Yeah.
Um, it's like if they held the NBA All Star game in, let me say this: it's like if they held the Olympics in Minneapolis. Like, yeah, it's a dependable city, whatever, cool things. No one no one cares about the Olympics. Like, it's not a venue that is like awe inspiring. It's not an Atlanta
We're
or
going
Miami.
to the Mall of America, baby.
Yeah, it's not like a Los Angeles or Miami or even an Atlanta type of city. It just doesn't inspire that greatness. And that's kind of how I feel about Dover. There's nothing wrong with Dover. I like Dover, but it's not an all star
Yeah,
facility.
it's just like, yeah. Mm, mm.
So I've seen several proposals from different creators online, and some I've kind of came up with myself. My favorite all star, or should I name it the all star proposal before you have? How would you fix the all star race? Or I can
Oh
start.
gosh, I haven't given it enough thought to even like come up with a thing. I joked earlier. I think it'd be more exciting than this. Just let them 1v1 each other on the quarter mile.
Just
Suddenly,
drag
Tony
racing.
Stewart has made an entry to the All Star race.
I genuinely think the All Star race should not be raced with the next gen. I think that that would be kind of an interesting thing. Put them in like 70s hot rods that are safety regulated and let them go at it. Like, I mean, that would be fun. That'd
Take
be
him to
kind of,
Atlanta Motorsports Park and let him just do
yeah.
go
I mean,
karts.
take them to,
That would be so expensive to put him in old cars like that.
I mean, yeah, but
That would be so expensive.
if we're going all out, I think the one of the pundits that I've said that like I actually think would be a fun idea. Dale Jr. has this idea. Instead of he had a conversation when he was covering the Rolex 24 for NBC that they could have a NASCAR division in the Rolex 24 and it would not be very expensive. So, and it would be very doable to get the current next gen to go a long time, 24 hours or 12, whatever you want to do. So he proposed that we have no fan vote, no nothing, no extra thing. We take the winners from the past two seasons and the champions from the Truck Series, the O'Reilly series, and the Cup series, and we run them all on the same track at the same time for however long our distance is. We have a multi-class NASCAR race,
Hmm.
and it creates this challenge where the Cup Series has to deal with slower moving cars. It makes them actually work for it. Um, like you have moving chicanes, you can. There's a lot of strategy that comes into it. I it might feel derivative. I wholeheartedly agree, but I just think we should take it to the Daytona Road Course. Or if you want to run the Roval at Charlotte, let's just do it then.
We should do it at Talladega.
The That's just not interesting though.
That would be carnage.
Like it just would be
Just a
one
bunch of
pack.
cars going different speeds.
Could you
That would
imagine?
be restarts would be mayhem.
The problem with that though is that the I think the O'Reilly cars would outrun the um
That would be hilarious, and maybe that would prove our point.
because the Cup series makes up so much of their speed in the corners. So and at Daytona and Talladega where you're just flat out,
Yeah, that would be funny.
I think we could do a dirt race if we
Yeah,
want to do that. We go dirt for the All Star.
then we
Either
just let Bell and Larson run away with it.
Corey Day.
Yeah.
That's the only
Well,
reason.
well, I guess winners. Well, Cup Series winners.
I think the biggest thing is we have to make it a privilege
Yeah,
to be in the All Star race again. And I think the biggest two factors to doing that are you make the field limited. You don't have the All Star Open, or if you do, it's like a one spot and a fan vote.
yeah.
But you don't. It's the winners of the last calendar year, and they go out there and just get to do it. We have smaller fields, and they're out there for 100 laps max, and just real pedal to the metal aggression. And then I think you have to change the prize, even if it's not monetary. Even just going out there and just figuring something out that the competitors really want that is unique to the All Star race. I don't know what that is. I'm not
You
going to
get to
print it.
you get to black flag one person during any race at any point during the year.
Could you imagine?
That would be hilarious.
They would
Kyle
all,
Larson has won the All Star race, and the green flag drops, and John Hunter Nemechek has been black flagged on the first lap.
Kyle, why did you use it on John Nemechek?
He's had a long time coming. Seems like a waste. Nope.
But, and then I also think what would be kind of interesting if we do run it at a facility like Dover, which I've already gone in depth about why I hate the All Star race at Dover. I would absolutely say you give the car, besides your safety requirements, let all of them cheat. Genuinely. I want to see
Just
what
let
they can
him
cook up. No
run what you
engine,
brung.
no engine requirements, no weight requirements. As long as if it flips and goes into the wall at 250 miles an hour and you don't die,
You're
cool.
good to bring it.
Just I want to see how much horsepower we can put into a next gen car.
Yeah.
I want to see how much drag we could eliminate, how much downforce we could generate. Like, and let all of the teams do different things, and then we might figure out what actually works on one of these cars. So
That would be probably part of my solution. I think you just do like didn't they say they're going to do that for like a clash or something like that? Just like
yeah,
let them run whatever they could possibly come up with. I'm like that would be freaking awesome.
I get that it's expensive, but
Yeah, but like whatever,
it's
just
cool.
freaking
We have
win,
to
and
do
then you
something.
get just win, and then you get a bunch of money.
Or we could eliminate the All Star race altogether and just have a 37th point race.
Not opposed.
So, because I think I would be much more excited about this race if it wasn't the All Star race. If
What
it
if we had
was,
all-star skills challenge instead?
I'm full. I'm 100% fine. No, like you
Just
joke.
make him play dodgeball.
It should be all stars, which should be either a fan vote. It should be like top however much in points this year, and then a fan vote for like the final 3 or 4 spots. And then we have a skills challenge between. We do a pit crew challenge, which we kind of already do, but we don't hype it up near as much. We could do a instead of like a dunk challenge. Why don't we do a burnout contest or something like that? And then we can come up with some more stuff. What if we put I mean, we could even just do this on like an airstrip. What if you like have them do a slalom um, or you have this course set up and do it that way? I think that that could be a real interesting thing where you just have like an all star
Just like skills type. I was half
skills,
joking, but that actually sounds kind of entertaining.
or like I would be totally fine with Bristol losing a point state because Bristol, on the other hand, has that all star kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
I mean, we ran the All Star race there during COVID, and I thought that was a halfway decent thing. I think it would be. I think that's could be a solution is just run the thing at Bristol, but we run
Yeah.
16. What if we did 16 cars, and then after every 10 laps, if you were the last place car, you get eliminated,
That'd
and
be
then we
cool.
reset
Like
every 10 laps,
like an eliminator.
like an eliminator, and then when we're down to like the final 6, then we just say, okay, 25 laps,
Go
then
get them.
that's our winner. So, which granted,
That would
Bristol
be
has a
cool.
problem without lap traffic, but it is what it is. And you just
Run
take,
them. Give them 1,000 horsepower.
yeah. I just want to see what happens. Or Goodyear tires that actively disintegrate.
Yeah.
Um,
Be like all-star compound.
we run Bristol, but we turn right.
Go the other way. Oh my
Like
gosh.
just all these stupid things that we could do. This is the time to do them.
That would be
But
turning right would be. I would hate that.
it's just bunk. That's so interesting. That feels
I
like
would
an
hate.
April Fool's joke.
I would hate that.
The All Star race will be run at Bristol, except we're turning right.
Except you have to drive exclusively in reverse.
Yeah. We do the eliminator challenge, but every 10 laps it flips it whether we're going right or left.
You have to do the eliminator, but if you're in first when it goes off, you're eliminated.
It's a random. Oh, that would be funny. If we're going to go gimmicky, let's just go full all the way. It's an eliminator challenge, but we spin the wheel to tell
One
you
through whatever.
To
Yeah,
tell
you may have gained 4 spots in this segment, but see ya, buddy.
sorry,
You're out of
you
there.
get into the 12th position, and that's our eliminated position. This thing we don't tell them until after they're done. So
That would be hilarious.
But the best way to every single sport is having an all-star problem. Like I don't think anyone only sport that actually is doing an all-star game correctly is the sport that eliminated them, kind of. And that's hockey. Hockey didn't have an all-star game this year because they went to the Olympics, which you, as someone who has never watched hockey in your entire life, watched
Nope.
Olympic hockey.
I did.
So you texted me about it like 3 or 4 times.
Oh, I forgot then, but I must have.
You were like, "Why can't we score?"
I did because it was on the way to the Atlanta race.
Yeah.
I was sitting in that stupid left turn. We had to go down and do a U-turn, and I was pissed at the traffic, and I was pissed that we couldn't score.
And you're like, "Why?"
Even though I didn't know what was happening.
So it's just like, because Canada's kind of better.
I don't know.
But then before that, the Four Nations face-off that they did that brought so many eyes to the sport, and it was basically an Olympic,
like a friendly.
qualifier. Yeah, it was like an Olympic friendly, except for it was a tournament and it was not very friendly. Because the players actually cared because they were representing something bigger than themselves. So I would love you could get funky with it. You could do what if you did like a NASCAR All-Star team and you brought in drivers from different series around the world to
Max. Gotta get him in.
And you go and you just kind of take this on the road against you can sometimes do ovals, sometimes do road courses. And
that would be awesome.
And you take a NASCAR team of 5 to 6 drivers, and they have to compete against some of the world's best drivers from different series. So whether that be a guy in World of Outlaws, or if you can get a guy from Formula One or IndyCar, or I mean V8 supercars, and you kind of have this moment where it's not just a NASCAR All Star race. This is a legitimate kind of like, it's almost like the world championship in a way. Like, we get to see some things, but also these guys all kind of get along with each other. It's not that out of the question.
Yeah.
And especially, it would give you a chance if you wanted a bigger car count. You could do your current Cup Series All Stars. You could do however many cars from different series, or drivers from different series who wanted to try out NASCAR, do whatever. You could field some Legends cars for guys who want to come off and be like, oh, and you don't announce them beforehand, or you announce them like the day of. Guess who's going to be running this? And it's Dale Earnhardt Jr. or Matt Kenseth, Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon, all these
Driver
guys.
intros, you figure out.
Yeah, and then you might have some guys in exclusively the lower series or rookies, and they get to drive. They also get to show off their talents against the best of the world. So it's like a 24 car thing.
That'd be cool.
6 of NASCAR's current best, 6 of the world's best, 6 NASCAR legends, 6 rising stars.
That'd be cool.
And
bet
that would
it'd be tough logistically on the best of the world, but
well, even if you eliminate the best of the world, I think that would be a really cool idea.
Yeah.
You could pull off the legends and the rising stars.
Yeah, for sure.
And maybe just go to an 8 instead of 6, and then you have 24 teams. But
all good ideas.
It's hard. It's a difficult thing. And I kind of think that the NASCAR, if they're going to just do what they're doing, it's just better to get rid of the All-Star race.
Yeah. Not opposed.
Anything else you want to add, Grant? Because we said this was going to be a quick episode. It is not.
Not really. I think we kind of touched on it all. Where do we go after the All-Star race? Because I'm excited for that race, whatever it is. I don't even know what it is. Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
The best day in motorsports, except for Formula One, has to be stupid. And if I remember correctly, they pulled the race from Monaco. Yes, it's in Canada. It's in Montreal. Stupid. It's just because they don't want people to. They're actively attempting to compete with the Indy 500. So,
based.
Good luck with that, Liberty Media. Yeah, it's at 4:00 in the afternoon. So, no more breakfast in Monaco on Memorial Day Sunday.
Sad.
But Indy 500, Coke 600, the best day in racing.
Oh, yeah.
Grant, you want to bring us out?
Yep. From this excited for the All-Star Race household to yours, I'm Grant, that's Caden, and this has been the Tri-Oval Office.
That was good.
See ya.
See ya. Peace.